Take Diane first. Take Diane. Go ahead.
You're on. Go ahead.
Okay. The meaning of this, today we're here at the Cesar Chavez March, March 28, 2009. And this is in memory of the TYC youths that have been killed and actually suicide, and kids that have been ill where TYC ignored medical attention for them. And so these are memories of kids that have been in different facilities. And as far as this coffin here, as you can see, these are all the articles, and we still have more articles that we've been collecting for years. I'm talking about years of TYC past history up until now, and what they've done to our children that are in juvenile, and then they end up in Texas Youth Commission, and they're in the hands of the state, but the state is failing to take care of them the way they should, or educate them and give them the proper medical attention that is needed. And so this is what happens when they don't get that.
Now the state legislature is in session now. Do you think that anything will come out of this legislative session to help the youth and the children that are incarcerated?
Well, I'm not too sure about that one. They did away with Juvenile Justice Committee. We just recently found out. And so they're getting the probation department with TYC.
Yes.
So that would mean that they're going to privatize private contracts. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't.
What do you think the people here in San Antonio that are really concerned about the incarceration of youth, and is there anything that the citizens here we can organize here in this community to address this issue statewide?
Well, to begin with, we do this because we need to make them aware. They're not aware of what's going on. Only those that are involved or that have been touched by this know what's going on. They're not aware. They do not realize that the education system themselves is failing the kids. So when that happens, they're going to end up here. When they end up here, the Texas Youth Commission will fail them also as far as ignoring them when they need medical attention or education or you name it. They're going to ignore it. So when you see that there is a death, that a child hangs himself in a correctional facility like this, it is because he is fearing something, or it is because someone did something. These youth are in there, and they're in there alone. They have to fight this alone, and when everybody in San Antonio realizes what's happening, if they all would pull together and realize that every time they turn their back, then a child is going to die. And if they realize that, they turn around and they'd be able to call state legislators, senators, anyone that's involved in the TYC and government. And that's what they need to do, because they need to know, even our governor needs to know that we are watching and we are seeing what's happening. And we are seeing that not only is the governor turning his back, but so are the people on the board.
Very good. And I agree completely. We have to change one community at a time. And San Antonio is the oldest community in Texas, really. And we probably have a history that goes back many hundreds of years. And all of these problems occur because Texas really does not understand its own history and does not understand indigenous and Native American people, and it has never really acknowledged the debt that we owe to Native American people. And we don't even have an educational system that supports indigenous education or Native American curriculum. As you know, other states recognize hundreds of tribes, but yet Texas tries to deny any kind of special treatment or even acknowledge that Native Americans were here long before any other immigrants arrived.
Well, and that's going to be a hard thing to even, if the mentality of these people, the mentality of the people in government, are, they can't even see what they're doing wrong. If their mentality is that if you look at this and you look at the death of a child and that we're sorry that they're not running their correctional facilities right, but don't make a big deal out of it, one death is one death too many. And yes, we're going to make a big deal out of it because that's our children.
Absolutely. God bless you, and it's good to see you here at the march, and because it does get the word out. At least the people here at the march, the ones that saw your signs, and the ones that see your coffin here.
Well, a lot of people would look at us and they'll look at the signs and they just keep going. They don't know what it's about. They're not aware, and they will not be aware until it touches home. And it can touch in two ways. It can either happen to their child and they get sent to TYC, or something will happen to a loved one because they turn their back and the other child does something to the other one because that child has turned maybe to a gang or to the wrong thing because education is failing them. So it's going to touch a family one way or another.
Sure, and it touches us all because the violence just spills over. Exactly. And we see here, even on an international border, the chaos that is created down there and the thousands of violent deaths that occur, and for some reason our nation does not want to see. We, ignore and deny our own heritage here and our own border, and we all pay a price. What a tragic price, and every child pays a price.
The system is broken down, and they don't want to. They don't want to fix it. It's like they don't want to admit it. They don't want to fix it. It's just being ignored. So then our kids are paying for it.
Yes, in San Antonio we pay a dear price, but everywhere else, and in Texas,
it's in the entire United States.
Yeah, the entire United States.
Everywhere.
But Texas kind of sets a standard, and it's a very horrific standard. It's a standard of child abuse and neglect and denial and even cultural hatred. Yes. That is a real tragedy. This is really what we have to fight. When we talk about education reform, judicial reform, we have to re-educate the whole world about that we share a planet with millions of other people that are indigenous and that have the same rights as anybody that has immigrated from Europe or anywhere else. Thank you.
Thank you.